kind of thought back to like all the steps that it took to get here. It's been a long road. Kind of thought this is kind of like making it real, you know? Real, you know? Real, you know? Real, you know?
I do just want to say that we have been accredited, so we are now the newest medical school in the United States.
This is a life free from destiny.
A little bit about what your hope is to get out of this new university.
Yeah, so the whole curriculum and everything's really innovative. They're not just teaching us medical education, they're teaching us how to be good doctors, and that starts with being good people, so.
One of our classmates so eloquently described it. Every single one of us, our roads is unlike the other. She's right. Not only do we represent many different states and many different countries, there's just many unique backgrounds in this class as there are students.
My name is Charna. I am a first-year medical student, and I'm a Dorman Scholar. My mentor insisted I apply to the School of Medicine. She said they were doing something different, and I would fit in.
Every possibility from destiny.
Second ping pong tournament. We started this during our Fab Week, which is our week before our last block of exams. We basically, for the week of, have a sign-up sheet.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. And it was another day of fast-moving developments in this coronavirus emergency, and we will carefully get through it all right here with you tonight.
I'm super excited to be doing today's takeover and talk to you guys about COVID-19. So what I'm going to talk about is the signs and symptoms to look out for.
Entrances, which I think is really fascinating, and so
that was a very exciting moment. It was really great to like have
an answer. It's you finding out the answer for yourself. And,
obviously, I won't be able to record.
I have an amplifier or market.
Needs to practice social distancing / physical distancing.
Protect nurses and physicians from.
What you doing, Will?
PPE. And today we're going to be talking about frequently asked questions for Be The Match and this Couch to Cure campaign.
And that means that individual supplies, we actually have around 4,000 supplies.
And then the general election day will be November 3rd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's the 12 LCME standards.
And I just cannot thank Mrs. Marion or the Burnett Foundation enough for this kid.
I was proud and honored to have the opportunity to, if only in a small way, help fight against COVID, to be completely honest.
What we're doing and learning is preparing them to be doctors in a world nobody imagined.
In a whole new era where COVID's there and you have to wear a mask all the time, so all they see is your eyes.
This is for the leaders.
Yes. The most fun part about medicine, in my opinion, is suturing.
I don't practice spelling. I mean, I don't have time for that. Oh man, it's exciting. I always wanted to win 3 because MJ won 3 in a row, Kobe won 3 in a row. So I just wanted to win 3 because those are my idols. So.
And I'm coming to you from Manhattan, New York, where I'm doing an away rotation in vascular and interventional radiology at the Mount Sinai Hospital at Icahn School of Medicine.
Okay, so we just finished our ER shift for the day. We saw a lot of interesting people.
I met a sloth, which is amazing. They're one of my favorite animals.
Really can't think of a more fitting namesake for a School of Medicine than Anne Marion. She, I know, was known as a very tenacious.
We are 100% matched, and I am so proud.
Not only what we've
So I would say the thing I'm going to be missing the most in medical school will definitely be the people.
The camaraderie between our classmates.
Honestly, the friends I've made here, my classmates.
My classmates. Classmates.
from our windowsills with the weight of eternity at the speed of light. This is our life. This is our life.
Real, you know, real, you know, real, you know.
All right, I want to give a huge shout out to the class of 2023. You all paved the way for us, and you guys have been such idols and great people to look up to. Special shout out to Grace, Natalie, Sarah, and Cav. I look up to you guys tons, and I'm rooting for you over here in Fort Worth. Best of luck to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Kavni and Sarah, for being my women's surgeon mentors. I look up to you so much, and thank you for dealing with all my incessant questions. And thank you so much, Dylan, for being such a great mentor. My first time volunteering at Mercy Clinic. I'm so excited to hear about everything you do in psychiatry, and you've just been such a great mentor. I hope to give back to others and give back to the clinic and be a mentor like you.
Goes out to the class of 2023. You know, you guys really set the tone and really represented our school nationally, locally. You know, it's really important for residency programs, for the community, for, you know, future employers to kind of get a glimpse of what our class is. And you really did that and represented us in a positive way.
And just a single shout out, I have to shout out and thank Brandon. Honestly, he probably does not know my name, and he also probably does not know who I am. But I think that goes to show just how awesome his character is, because he was so nice to me at this emergency medicine event, and he saw me by myself, and he came and spoke up and spoke to me and was super warm and kind, and that has stuck with me for several months. So Brandon, thank you. And again, to the entire class of 2023, thank you guys so much, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Hey, class of 2023, I just want to say thank you so much for laying the foundation for such an amazing next 4 years for my class and future generations of physicians here in Fort Worth. And I definitely want to give a big shout out to Kavneet. She goes by Cav. She is really direct and she's really into advocacy, and that is something that I'm really passionate about. So her kind of leading the charge with TMA, AMA, and just being such an advocate, not only for future physicians, the physicians here, but also the community of Fort Worth. It is something that it goes to show what type of person she is, how empathetic she is, and I'm excited to kind of be, you know, pushing that forward here as a first year. And good luck, Avneet, and good luck, class of 2023. Thank you, class of 2023.
All right.
Okay, it'll be it. That's Charlie, Italian. Yeah. And fingers are good. Right. But, right. And you're going to step out. You'll call the tunes.
Ready when you are. All right, let's.
I can't hear. Okay. Ready? We're on. Start moving. Ready? Mark on the drum. Ready? One, two. go. Green Hills. One, okay. 1, 2.
TCU President Daniel Pullen. I think the Provost Dahlberg is coming from another event, so it's going to be interesting how she gets to her seat if we don't notice that. TCU cabinet members, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, and as of tomorrow, our graduates and newly minted MDs. Lastly, I wanted to specifically acknowledge family members and loved ones of our graduates. Our students have worked amazingly hard for 4 years, but the supportive families that you have given our students represent the strong shoulders on which they now stand. So thank you, families and loved ones. I also want to acknowledge an amazing friend of our School of Medicine. The individual with whom I literally had my first meeting when I arrived in Texas 7 years ago. And for those of you, PB Score, who was at Charleston's restaurant, very soft-spoken, very nice, genuinely kind, true scholar, true scientist, Mr. Paul Dorman. Mr. Dorman is the person for whom our class of 2023 is known as the Dorman Scholars. And as he so graciously funded the entire tuition for this class for their very first year. Thank you, Mr. Dorman. It's very meaningful to have you here today, so thank you. And you can have one with the others, so I just have to mention Arnie Goshman's here too. Arnie, tremendous supporter, huge friend of Paul Dorman. Thank you for all you've done. I also want to thank all of our
those most in need, especially patients who, through their own pain and suffering, have become blind to the beauty and goodness around them and reject our attempts to help. May you also bless us with foolishness, to know that we can make a difference, so that we will do things that others say cannot be done. May our integrity and drive be a radical gift to the world, constantly teaching those around us that mercy mandates both diving into the chaos of another person's life and providing them strength in our capacity to care for others and to respect the diversity of humankind. Help us be mindful that true success is born of meaningful relationships and a community that embraces peace and justice. Finally, please accompany us in our lifelong journey of striving to become physicians of mercy, joy, love, empathy, and compassion, who relentlessly seek and create a world where no one is forgotten. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Grace, very much. So I want to share two quick observations. One is I want to thank Amy Estes and a cast of hundreds who have worked literally for months to make this event so beautiful, and for 4 years to organize a multitude of events and celebrations for our graduates. Thank you, Amy, and your colleagues. Today is just absolutely beautiful with all your hard work. I would also be remiss and would get scolded both by my mother and my wife if I didn't acknowledge for all the mothers in the audience an early Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy today, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday also. A Mother's Day full of very fond memories, and I hope today is one of those. Today, each of our students will receive their hood. Hence, this ceremony is labeled as the hoodie ceremony. When I graduated from medical school, I received my hood. I truly had no clue what the symbolism of this was, but if I'm going to be very honest with you, I didn't have much clue about much going on in medical school. And I wish that was a joke. As my last teaching moment with our students, so you don't have to go decades and not know the symbolism, I will share for any who do not know the significance of being hooded. Our department chairs will place the doctoral hood over the head of each of our graduates. This symbolizes the culmination of their medical school training and represents the recipient's transition from student to colleague. Now, there are many YouTubes on how to put the hood on a graduate, the actual hoodie. So no pressure chairs, but we will be watching your technique closely. Now, I speak from experience because a while back, I was given the honor of putting graduates, and let's just say in the Burnett School of Grading, on a pass-fail, I failed. That's a sore subject in my office, and my defense is it was before YouTube. I was added to the national no hooding list. Again, no pressure chairs. And graduates, be patient, please. On a more serious note, I do want to recognize that two of our chairs are unable to attend today, and they send their warmest regards. They are Dr. David Capper, Dr. Rohan Jayaraja. To stay in HIPAA compliance, and our graduates know what that means, and not name names, one of our chairs has just tested positive for COVID, a virus that continues to unfortunately keep on giving. Students, there are two colors to your hood. One is the color for medicine, which is Kelly green. The other color is for our university. Kelly green and purple are beautiful together. But any second color with purple is beautiful. For full disclosure, purple has always been my favorite color, including my bedroom walls. and I think I was destined to find TCU. It just took a little longer than it probably should have. Students, moving forward, when you are wearing your hood at another graduation ceremony, such as this, someone will ask you, where did you go to medical school? You are now forever a Horned Frog and a TCU graduate. Before I introduce TCU's President, Daniel Pullen, I want to extend my sincerest congratulations to our class of 2023 as you formally enter the profession of caring for others. Your responsibility will grow exponentially come your first day as a resident. From this moment forward, your job will require complete and unwavering selflessness as you have been given the amazing honor and responsibility to care for others as a physician. In addition to the significant and universal challenge that every medical student has experienced now over centuries, our students have endured other significant obstacles in addition to the norm, including being the first class in a new medical school with no upperclassmen to mentor, surviving 2 accreditation cycles, a move from one campus to another building. And certainly you were consumed by the huge impact of COVID and the worldwide pandemic. Today's hooding ceremony and tomorrow's graduation represent the start of a new chapter in a book of powerful beginnings for each of you. It's also a moment to reflect on those who have passionately tried to do their best in your training, including staff and faculty at the medical school, so many at the university, and our welcoming and nurturing community and partners who have worked tirelessly to train you for your future. And I find it a beautiful symmetry that our first medical school class is graduating on TCU's 150th anniversary. Thank you, students, family, community, partners, and colleagues as we start the next 150 years at TCU. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the president of TCU, President Daniel Pullen. As mentioned, Chancellor Boschini is unable to attend today, but in the Chancellor's absence, I sincerely cannot think of a better person to represent TCU today. President Pullen was most recently the Dean of the Neely Business School, leading TCU's nationally ranked and highly respected business school. He has also been the perfect partner with our school during his time as Dean, as we have set the stage for 2 schools to have a joint MD and MBA degree. And we've also worked closely on other joint ventures between our 2 schools. So please welcome President Pullen.
Thank you, Dean Flynn. Congratulations, graduates. You mentioned our 150th anniversary, also known as a sesquicentennial. I've been working on that for about a year now. Sesquicentennial. And it was really over 150 years ago where 2 brothers dreamed. We do a lot of dreaming here at TCU, don't we, students? 2 brothers dreamed of creating a college where both men and women could live side by side. In fact, we were one of the very first universities west of the Mississippi to innovate in that very important way. These 2 innovators opened the doors to Adran Male and Female College. Yet today, our university celebrates 150 years and endeavors to educate individuals to think and act as ethical leaders, as responsible citizens, in a decidedly global community. Imagine what those brothers would think today if they could see all of you. Here you sit as the inaugural class of medical students. You've completed an innovative and patient-focused curriculum, and now you're ready to take on the world. You are now the agents of change. You have the capacity to strive for constant improvements in health, and you have the ability to look to the future for solutions to today's most vexing issues. You came to TCU, to a brand new medical school with your own exceptional qualities. And now, after years of focused and intense dedication, you leave us equipped with a distinctive set of skills that are steeped in this community's deepest values. A commitment to excellence, integrity, rising on your own merits, boldness, humility, and an open spirit of collaboration. A strong desire to make a positive impact in the world, a deep sense of empathy and compassion toward your patients and those who care for them. So it's in that spirit that I deliver my charge to you today. After you depart for your residencies and your future roles as attending physicians, I ask you to continue to be innovators, continue to make the world a better place, and continue to improve how we care for our patients. Both on the discovery side, where we know medicine is advancing so rapidly that some of what you learn in your first year has already progressed, but also on a very personal level, where your voice and your touch will help ease the suffering of both a patient and their family. Don't be afraid to think big. None of us know exactly where technology is going, but you have the ability to embrace change. Through your classes here at the Burnett School of Medicine, you've had just a glimpse of where things are going. Lean into that. Find ways to utilize those advances and improve the care that you give your patients. Unleash your potential, unleash your creativity. Through your scholarly pursuit and thesis project, you've learned how to answer complex questions, questions whose answers aren't always clear in the beginning. And it's only through failure, rethinking possible solutions, and exploring different ways of doing things that a discovery can be made. Never stop believing that you can make a difference. Finally, muster the courage to create the life you want to live. Only you know what you want out of your life, and only you can make it happen. So to that, I add a challenge. Be present in the moment. We all want to rush through life. You've been anxious to graduate from medical school. I know. I get it. You want to get on to that next step. We all want to get to that next extraordinary moment. But life really isn't about just the extraordinary moments. It's about the events that occur between extraordinary moments that make up the balance of humanity. It's these ordinary moments that I think provide us with the potential to lead creative and innovative lives, because we aren't living our lives waiting around for life to begin. Enjoy and experience this moment. I can only imagine how those two brothers long ago, who once dreamed of a college on the plains of North Texas, how they would see you today, as we all have the joy and ability to. The world is ready and waiting for you. Congratulations. Go Frogs.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Nice charge for our students, nice charge for our school. We had wondered how the provost would come in. I don't want to embarrass her, but thank you for being here. Thank you very much, Provost Dahlberg. All right. I now am going to, from my heart, share how honored and humbled I am to present a community leader, an icon in Fort Worth, in all of Texas, who was an immediate and unanimous choice to join in the celebration of our inaugural class to be our inaugural keynote speaker. From the day I arrived in Fort Worth 7 years ago, I remember our first meeting well. My colleagues won't be surprised. It started with me getting lost in the Harris Hospital. But eventually I found her office. I think her office found me, just to be honest with you. But the welcome from Lily Biggins was unbelievable. She was the CEO of THR Harris Hospital, a highly valued system and hospital with our school. From our first meeting, she would always offer help, collaboration, and advice. And I can assure you, I needed all of her help and all of her advice she could offer. Needless to say, she gave me a very warm Texas welcome. I will forever think of Lily, not only for her amazing contributions to our community and others, but as a friend and a colleague who gave and continues to give so much to our school. I have asked her to share a little bit about her story as a young woman and her career trajectory to where she is today. And today, she's a revered person to all and a leader in our community, state, and country. Students, you may not know Lily in person. If you've met her, congratulations. But trust me, she has done so much with passion to optimize your training and well-being. And students, as you know, a critical part of your training has been to learn how to listen to your patients. So today, please listen to her story. She is an amazing role model in leadership and selflessness from whom we can all learn so much. Lily, thank you for giving us your time and sharing your story today. We are so blessed to welcome you. Lily Biggins.
I don't know if I can live up to that. You know, this is a great moment for me to be here with you, and I really am so grateful to Dr. Flynn for inviting me to be the speaker. He talks about when we met. I have some comments in here about when we first met as well. I was asking a few minutes ago, do I call him Dr. Flynn? Do I call him Dean? What do I call him? And of course, I call him school. And he is everything in this space. He breathed it to life. Paul, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in years. It's really good to see you, and it's no surprise that you are involved and sponsored this whole class. Thank you. I didn't have a chance to say thank you. You know, I've always wanted to be a nurse, and of course, congratulations to you guys. I've always wanted to be a nurse, and if you look at my credentials on your program, you'll see that I'm an RN. I refuse to give that back. I earned it, and I won't give it back. I was telling one of our nursing colleagues the other day, she said she released her license. And I said, no, I'm not going to release my license. I'm staying up for my CEUs. I let my hair go gray, and I am going to stay a registered nurse. And I always wanted to do that. You know, as a young wife and mother, I had a dream of continuing the journey to be a nurse. Got married early, kids, you know how that goes. I wanted the joy that I saw in my mom and my sister's face when they came in. My mother was a caregiver in a private home. My sister had been a nurse for years in what we used to call licensed vocational nursing space. And they'd come home and they just felt joyful. And I wanted some of that. And so I decided I would be a nurse as well. I wanted to have that joy that I saw on their faces. And a way to do that was to take care of others and be of value to the community. I started my career in healthcare as a housekeeper. That's the only job that was available when I went to apply for a job. Didn't have any credentials, had no experience. but I knew I wanted to be in healthcare. And congratulations to graduates here because you have made a great decision. It is the profession to be in. I went in and I applied and they wanted to know, what do you do? I said, well, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I don't do anything. And they said, well, we have some housekeeping positions open. And as a mother of 4, let me tell you, I knew how to clean the house. So I took the job in an isolation unit. We don't have those in that way anymore, but that's what I did. And let me tell you, I was the absolute best housekeeper on staff. And I believe that no matter what your role is, be the best you can be. And I was great. In fact, I was so great they thought of me, well, can we have her in our unit? You know, it was tough though. I won't say it was easy getting into nursing. They had no minority faculty where I went to nursing school, so no one who I could relate to as a young Black nursing student. Some of them did not accept, some of the patients didn't accept a Black nurse, and so we weren't allowed to take care of all of the patients. So we felt like we were being cheated out of some of the experiences, if you will. And for me, there was no balance. School and family, school and family. So I had to create that balance. And that was still another challenge. As in some cases, there were students who were in nursing school with my sister and I, because I told her I couldn't finish if she didn't go with me. And so we came out of the same class. There were some people who had not had the challenges that my sister and I had, and certainly that I have had, and they flaunted it. So when we were talking about schedules and can you pick this kid up and can you do this and that, they thought, I don't have to deal with that. So they were the people who had maybe on the right path and the right kind, but nevertheless, they weren't very kind. I love to share my story about how I became involved in healthcare. And I love to do that for one particular reason. I believe that it is a story of faith and hope. And so who wouldn't want to share that, right? I bet you've got a lot of stories over there. No, I'm not sure. Maybe I should turn this way so I can be talking to you, right? You should have told me that. There were things that kept me going during difficult times. And I had a lot of challenges. Had a great family, and we hand off the kids. You would not believe how creative we were. And what time can you get off? And when are you going to take this one? And who's going to pick this one up from school? But we got it done. There were things that kept me going during the difficult times. In fact, there were so many difficult times that I was knocked on my knees sometimes, just trying to figure out what to do, how to do it on my journey to becoming a nurse. When I was knocked down on my knees, though, so many times, I found out that's where I did my best work. How about that? So needless to say, as a woman of faith, I did a lot of praying, as I'm sure some of you did as well. My purpose in life has been focused on healthcare. And while not void of pain and discrimination, in healthcare, we've kind of figured out how to make it work. We like to think that there's no focus on color, position, earning levels. We like to think that the main focus is on the gift of being a part of God's healing ministry. I personally have lived on this purpose for over 50 years as a nurse. Doing this, I also learned in my life belongs to God. And I give him all the praise and glory for everything that he's done to get me to this point. I developed a process when I was dealing with disparities in healthcare, trying to get my place, identify what my place would be. I developed a process to encourage myself. And I wanted to share that with you, so maybe you'll find some space where you can join me in that as you go forward with your next steps. My sister used to tease me, and she was my big sister, by the way, so she had the opportunity to comb my hair, run me down the street when I ran home, she was combing my hair. She'd go at a slow pace, I'd be running, I'd run. I don't want you coming up here. And you know, our natural hair is pink. And so she'd pull back through here and I'd yell at her. And I'll fly right down the street. Well, she had a nice slow pace. I was breathing and I'd go fast. Well, eventually, guess who won? Her nice slow pace took over and she caught me. But I developed this process, and she used to tease me about it, and I called it humming. I learned that humming in times of trouble helped me with perspective and perseverance. I learned that if I made a mistake, I wasn't supposed to dwell on the mistake, but I was supposed to dwell on it. Am I doing something wrong? I was supposed to dwell on the learning that came from that mistake. Not me. As a leader facing challenges, is this going to work? Thank you. As a leader facing challenges, one of the biggest challenges I had was transitioning from bedside care to administration. And I thought that one pretty hard with some of the same physicians who are represented in this room. Dr. Kaplan, Senior Kaplan, some of you may know Dr. Harper and all, they convinced me to leave the ICU, this is my background, and go into administration. And so when I became a leader, I had different challenges than I had when I was in the unit. But when I had challenges, I went to Philippians 4:13, and the scripture there says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So in my humming phase, I hum things like, you can't hurt God, total praise and stand. And it kind of got me through. I was dealing with something that was conflict or something that I felt marginalized or minimized on. I hum. And there's an old Negro spiritual that says, he's a battle axe in the time of the storm. You had any storms that you felt like you needed a battle axe? Most of us have. When my flesh became weary, just tired, just worn out, and impatient, feeling that when is all of this going to change? I went to Isaiah, and the scripture says there, yet those who wait on the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary, and shall walk and not faint. That has hung in my office for years to get with me when I move from one system to the other. You know, we're all a part of the solution. The approach is to listen, build bridges, try to understand each other. Sometimes it's difficult, but that's how you have to find your space. You have to find what carries you through. And what I'm sharing with you is the kinds of things that carry me through the storms, the challenges of being a young Black, an inexperienced person trying to get a job, trying to raise kids, trying to get through college, and just trying and trying. My kids would tease me, especially my son, and they still do, about the little white chair that sat in the corner in my bedroom. Because he'd say, my oldest son would say, I can go in there at 2 in the morning and there's mom reading a book. And so it was a family thing. They knew what we were doing, and they knew that I felt that God called me to do that. Through faith, your perseverance, my perseverance, has gotten me to this point. I'm sure a lot of you just have true grit to get here. And some of you didn't get it really easy, and some of you didn't get it easy. But look at you. You did it. You did it. Give yourself a round of applause. Voice to advocate for your patients with courage and tenacity. I loved watching medical students when I was in Parkland, the PG wives and students, it was really something. They all had their different personalities. And the thing that was different about it was that some of them felt that it was all about them, and some of them felt that it was all about us. And then there were those who felt like, I don't know who it's about, but I'm going to be in here slugging trying to find my place. And which one do you? Okay. As nurses and later a leader, I learned to listen to them, the medical students, the PGY 1 and 2s as well. And some were compassionate, they listened to the patients and family members, they focused on the conversation, they focused the conversation on the patient. It was obvious when sensitivity became the strength, when they had that shift. And I've seen a lot of students, a lot of medical students, and a lot of graduates. So when they went from trying to take everything in at the same time, it just became sensitive to who they were, who they had been called to be, what their role would be in the future. It became really sensitive to everything that was going on. So I asked you, what are you looking for? And God has given you this opportunity. What are your goals? And what kind of position will you be? What you do with the opportunity that you've been given is up to you. Listen with your heart. And you're beginning to hear a theme here. And I know the students have already heard it. Your heart. Your heart. Your heart. Because that's your safe place, that's your private space where you belong. So what are you going to do with it? You've been given the opportunity. Listen with your heart and always have the courage to do the right thing. And know that in doing so, you are an agent of the Lord. I had the privilege of caring for those in need, people who are ill. It's really something. You find the strongest person in the world who thinks they have it all going on. And when the illness hit them, they're just lost. So we all have been ill. And certainly with the pandemic we've just come through, we've all suffered through that pandemic. So people are just people. And people need physicians. They need good physicians who have a heart to care, a heart to take care of people, not from where they think the patient should be, but where the patient is. Empathy will lead you to see people for where they are. If you lead with your heart, not where you think they are. And you remember when you're taking care of your patients as you move the next step, remember that God calls us to come as you are. As I said earlier, not to dwell on your mistakes, but dwell on what you learned from that mistake and don't make the same mistake again. Now, I wanted to share a few lessons learned about my journey. I've shared with you that sweeping floors, changing beds, taking care of nurses, doctors, and all of that was my entry into healthcare. I learned a lot about people, trust me. But you just kept pushing. You keep pushing and you keep trusting God, and you say things like, I said things when I prayed, if this is funny, I know that you will carry me to and through it. And I believe that. I still believe that. And I hope that you planted that in your hearts. And that even if times get a little difficult, because while you just finished med school, trust me, it's still out there. You've got more to go. And I know that you all match. Congratulations on that. That's a biggie. And I know that you all are ready to move on and do great things. But remember, that there's still a lot to do and there's still a lot of challenges. A lot of challenges that you've already gone through. If you found a way to get through it, use it. Don't be afraid to use it. I learned that when excellence is expected, growth occurs. When perfection is expected, it's a challenge. You've heard of people who make 98% on a test or something, and all they chase is what? A 2%. Why didn't I get 100? Perfection is not it won't happen. None of us are perfect. I learned to live my life with what was ahead of me, not behind me, but to keep the lessons that I learned real close. So as I said, I don't make the same mistake again. The gift and privilege of caring for others requires a consistent demonstration of unmitigated courage and selflessness. And you're beginning to get that word with selflessness piece. It's not about you, it's about serving God, doing the things that He's called you to do. As I've lived on the purpose God gave me, I've stayed focused on things that have gone well. Because it's hard to be sad or discouraged when you have a grateful heart. And so I start out, and have always done this, with look at the things that have gone well, rather than the things that didn't go well. And and it's that one that's a place to come. If you always focus on what didn't go well, you're not doing yourself justice. My journey has not been easy, but I've lived on the purpose that God gave me. I've stayed focused on the things that have gone well, and I've done the things that I have felt were important to do. Dean Flynn, my partner. I wish John Gadboy was here. He's a remarkable man. The Bible tells us that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. I think that's true. I recently had the opportunity to witness the type of position that we here at TCU would like our physicians to have. When I left Parkland, I needed a position because, you know, when you work in one of those centers, you just pick and choose who you want to take care of. You study them, you look at them, you see what they do. But when I moved over, I needed a position. And I recently had the opportunity to witness my position that I chose to move through some health challenges. He was walking around his office on a walker. He was experiencing a great deal of pain, trying to manage the huge patient population, because everybody wants to be the primary care doctor. But he stayed on point. Stayed with his patients, looking them in the face. When I was there, I said, you know, I'm fine, my lab's good, and I'm nervous, I'm gonna tell him what's going on. And he said, no, let's talk about this. He's the kind of doctor that I think most of you will become. He's a person who is selfless, knew that there were many people who depended on him to be seen by him. And so he was at work. He was on his post doing his job. And that's what we expect from those of you who are in this room. I witnessed him and his grateful heart. He said, no, as long as I can do this, I'm going to do it. Now, when I saw him this last time, he said, he said, you know, I knew it was just something that I had to work for. I found myself amazed at his selflessness, doing his own personal challenges. As I said, he came to the office, did what he was supposed to do. That's the kind of physician, Dr. Flynn, that you envision for the graduates of Birmingham TCU medical program. And I hope that the students understand that, these new graduates, I hope they understand that's what we've been working to create. My first meeting with you was one of the most exciting ones I've had in quite a while. Most of the meetings was, we need to recruit physicians. We need to do this, we need to do that. And he came in, and from the minute he and Dr. Chadwick and others came in, I could see his heart. You see, your heart is easy to see. Know that. People know when you're leading with your heart than when you're leading from some other place. But I felt him. I felt his heart, and he talked about his desire to start a medical program where people were trained to care, where people were trained to have empathy, and where people were trained to be a witness to God's healing words of grace. He had me at that point. And from then on, he'd be on programs, on the stage, talking about what he wanted to create. But I'd be his champion behind it, going, "Look, this guy's got something going on, y'all. We need to really get behind him and help him." So I thank you for that. Just continuing to be genuine all the time. The heart of graduates really do matter. And I think that you have earned the right to graduate. I want you to know you graduated from a program that is in its infancy, and that people will be watching you to see how you walk through what you've been taught. This inauguration class, I hope and pray that you understand the opportunity that you have to honor your vision and the vision of the dean here, to honor your dreams and the dreams that the dean here has for you, and to become the physician with that big heart and understand that their gifts come from the Lord. and that they must be purpose-driven if you are to experience all that is there for you as a kid. TCU is going to be known. This med school will be known for the quality of physicians that go through this training program. And it's my hope, and I know yours, that those who've been here and graduating today represent this prestigious school as they enter the workforce other places, and this community, because this is a community-driven effort. And that people will be talking about TCU all over the country. Now, people say, talking about TCU, anybody know the TCU football team? All over the country, right? So, they'll be talking about this program. Now, earlier I said there were no minority faculty where I trained, so no one who could relate to me. One of the things I've always driven as chief nursing officer, and of course, you know my last role as healthcare vice president at Texas Health Fort Worth. It's always been diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's because I believe that people deserve to see themselves in the face of their caregivers. And I believe that everyone should have an opportunity to live out their dream and to be who God called them to be. Inclusion as a strategy for excellence is a part of this School of Medicine. I admire the leaders of the Burnett School of Medicine for being recognized as a national leader. You hear me? National leader. Now remember, when you go out there, you're going to have to honor that. You're going to have to be national leaders. Recognized as national leader in the creation and sharing of health knowledge. See, there's some things that people don't get to in healthcare because they're not a diverse group who can relate to the patient. They don't understand because they're not of the same culture. But with a great diversity program, you can generate more information that can be shared with others throughout the country. I want to give a shout out to Lisa McBride. Lisa came to the office once and she just about went crazy about what she was able to work with this faculty and Dr. Stewart to create here on this campus. She's very verbose. I'm sure y'all know her. If you don't know her, let me tell you, she's worth a meet. You know, as a longtime resident of Fort Worth, I appreciate what Lisa did and what she's done to help to recruit a diverse group of physicians for this program. I especially appreciate that. And I believe Dr. Jennifer Brooks might be here. And you know that she's a big power in this community. In fact, she was the first Miss Black, homecoming queen. She's a graduate of TCU. She loves TCU and was on the faculty for many years here on this campus. But she was a part of that diversity committee that Dr. Flynn empowered Lisa and her team to put together so we can stay in touch not only with African Americans, but with Asians and Hispanics, so we can know what we should be doing with that population of patients. And so, having said all of that, it's no doubt that, you know, what you do here will matter, and what the education that you've gotten matters. It's no doubt that no matter what academic medical center today's dormant scholars will join, they will continue to promote an environment where all members of the community can engage, learn, and thrive. So I congratulate the families. I congratulate all of the graduates. And I know that it took families to get them through this. And my mom had a stroke when she was 49. A couple of things I want to share, and I probably wouldn't do it except Sunday is Mother's Day. But my mother worked at the hospital. She was a healthcare provider as well. And she had a stroke, and they came to the nursing program and found Aline and I and told us. She died of that stroke. And the one thing that stuck in my mind, and one of the things that's been a key driver in my life for a long time, is when we went, you know, in the old days, y'all, you got a stripe on your cap when you were first a nursing student. You got another stripe, and then when you graduated, Yeah, some of you know what I'm talking about. You got the stripe all the way across, right? You don't see you capture anything, which I think is a mistake because it really kept you accountable for what you were wearing. We graduated just like you're here today. And we went up to my mom's room and said, well, stand there at her bed. We said, we made it. It's over, we're done. And my mother hadn't said a word for days and days. And her last words to us was, I knew you made it. And she never said anything else again. So to all of you mothers who've helped this class, who stayed with your family member here, congratulations to you and congratulations to the graduates. Remember, you owe a lot back to the school. Do well. Call a lot of positive attention to it. Honor your family who's gotten you here, and never be big-headed. That's a trap from the devil. Okay? Thank you so much for having me.
So when I reached out to Lily, she had never said no to anything I'd asked of her. And I just had this suspicion. She may be out of town. And when she said yes, I couldn't believe it. Lily, thank you. I think you encapsulated with 4 years of these young people have gone through the curriculum. I think you brought it forth in a few minutes. You truly humble us. Thank you very, very much. So now it's time to hear from the class of 2023. We came here to start a curriculum created around the idea of inspiring empathetic scholars and compassionate physicians. One component of being an empathetic scholar is being a servant leader, giving to others. And today we have a stage full of servant leaders. You're looking at a lot of purple. Those are servant leaders you're looking at. However, when the class of 2023 was asked to identify the student they felt best embodied the spirit of an empathetic scholar, this student's name continually rose to the top. Will Mitchell was honored yesterday as he received the Empathetic Scholar Award from his classmates based on his focus on compassion and connection with patients and the community. Will embodies the values of the Burnett School of Medicine, shows exceptional interest in service to our community, and exhibits exemplary patient care skills. Will, with admiration, welcome.
My fellow classmates, it is with great honor that I stand before you all today to accept the Empathetic Scholar Award. We have spent countless hours in the classroom, in the lab, and in the hospital, learning and growing as future physicians, dreaming about this moment where we can finally start paying off some of our student loans. It feels serendipitous that I get to accept this award today, right before Mother's Day, because I believe that my mom is also responsible for this award, molding me long before medical school and the earliest days of my education. Every day before I left for school, the last 2 words I heard from her were always the same: be kind. Over the years, I've come to learn and cherish how powerful such a simple phrase can be. Accepting this Empathetic Scholar Award means the world to me because it came from all of you, my peers, colleagues, and friends. Thank you for considering me for this really prestigious award. Throughout medical school, we have been taught to be empathetic scholars, budding physicians who possess not only the necessary knowledge and skills in medicine, but also a deep understanding and demonstration of empathy towards patients and their unique experiences. Walking across this stage stands as a testament to us that we recognize the importance of this connection, as well as being able to show compassion, understanding, and respect for patients for their physical, emotional, and social well-being. In addition to being empathetic scholars, we have all acted as servant leaders. I am proud to say that this statement rings true for each and every one of us up here on the stage today. We have engaged our medical school and greater Fort Worth communities to every degree. We have all volunteered with partnering learning communities to truly make a difference and impact lives. Our peers did not miss a beat, stepping up to the plate to crowdsource PPE to nursing homes and small clinics in need, whether by collecting donations or exercising our own artistic abilities of our own, as well as helping vaccinate community members during the COVID-19 pandemic. We founded and created health and wellness initiatives that will persist long after we leave Fort Worth. We have partnered with local partners such as Street Medicine at JPS and the Mercy Clinic to help deliver care to those who are most in need. These initiatives, but most importantly, their spirit and mission, will persist long after we walk across the stage tomorrow and is important to celebrate. Walking across this stage stands as a testament to us and marks a critical milestone in becoming the physicians that we have always wanted to be. Walking across the stage is also a testament to our loved ones, partners, friends, family, mentors, who provide the love and support necessary to get us to this point. I would like to take a second to express my gratitude to some people that have supported me along my personal journey. To Mr. Dortman, whose generosity turned attending this amazing institution from a dream into a real possibility. To our Phase 1 faculty members, such as Dr. Tatum and Dr. Bonsall, just to name a few, I'm sure my classmates remember them, who really taught us that learning how to think like a physician is much more important than always arriving to the correct diagnosis. To Dr. Craig Dearden, who was my personal preceptor for 3 years here at this school, who from day one showed me the kind of physician that I hope to emulate one day and later on in my career. To Dr. McCarthy, who was one of our chairs and was also my own personal preceptor for 2 years in the emergency room, who taught me what it means to treat each and every patient and team member with respect that you would show a family member. To Dr. Oak and Dr. Geppetta, who showed me the light in choosing anesthesiology as my career of choice, and were incredibly supportive every step of the way. To Dr. Jay Raja, who unfortunately could not be here with us today, however, who despite sitting on the other side of the drape as a surgeon in the operating room, took me in as one of his own students and was immensely committed to my and my class's success. To Dr. Arkenbright from the Moncrief Cancer Institute, who taught me that over the years, the relationships that you choose to foster can create greater fulfillment than any academic achievement. To my friends for tolerating my schedule and still finding time to support me, and to my family for always being there to ensure that I felt cared for and supported. And finally, I'd like to give one final special shout out to my own partner in crime, Miss Madison Stottle, for always being there to love and encourage me and helping shape me into the man that I am today. She has been my rock, and I know that I would not be walking across the stage without her help. Everyone in this room is here for someone up on this stage today. Everyone in this room knows exactly what it takes to be a physician. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say thank you all for choosing to be part of our village. As we all know, it takes a village to make a physician. So thank you for spending your years and time and effort all supporting us. Now, back to the class of 2023. While medical school has equipped us with the fundamental knowledge to move forward as physicians, we've also forged something much more significant than academics: resiliency and a sense of camaraderie that comes from weathering adversity together. Our class has been pioneers and trailblazers, charting a course through uncharted territory as the first graduating class of a brand new medical school. This is no small feat. It takes courage, determination, and a willingness to embrace change in the face of uncertainty. But the challenges we have faced haven't just been academic. We have had to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic, which has disrupted every aspect of our lives. We've had to adapt to virtual learning, cancel rotations in a world that's been turned upside down. We have also been the ones on the front lines representing our school in the greater Fort Worth community to ensure that we're actually building up our medical school's reputation to be a positive one. And through it all, we have had to find a way to support one another, to stay connected, even when we couldn't be together in person. Perhaps most impressively, we have done all of this without the guidance of a class above us. We have had to figure things out for ourselves to make our own way in a world that is constantly changing. And yet, we have consistently risen to the occasion time and time again. As we all prepare to leave this chapter of our lives behind and step into the next phase of our careers, I hope we will carry this sense of camaraderie with us. Remember the bonds that we have formed, the challenges we have overcome, and the sense of purpose that has driven us all along to take us this far in a journey to become a physician. And as we go forth to make our mark in the world, remember that we are catalysts. We have the power to shape the future of medicine, to innovate and lead in ways that have never been seen before. Our education has prepared us for this moment, but it's up to each of us to seize it. I think I hear the Oscars music beginning to play in the background. So to wrap up to this diatribe of mine, I just want to leave with one final conclusion. Please be sure to go out into the world with confidence and determination, secure in the knowledge that you have what it takes to make a difference. We are the future of medicine, and I can't wait to see what we will all accomplish. Congratulations, Dorman scholars and physicians. Sounds amazing. You have done something truly remarkable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Will. It's an amazing honor to be selected by your peers, so enjoy, and congratulations. Now is the moment you have all been waiting for, the hooding of the class of 2023. Loved ones, please know we will share the wealth of photos that we take during this ceremony for you. I now would like to welcome Dr. Joanna Luke, the Associate Dean of Curriculum, to introduce each student and our chairs who will do the hooding.
So much, Dean Flynn. I cannot overstate how thrilled I am to be here today and how many years that I've just dreamed about being on this stage and celebrating these students. And to class of 2023, I want to echo what Will said. I cannot wait to see what you do. But now really is the moment we've been waiting for. So to get things started, our first group of students will be hooded by Dr. Grant Fowler. He's our chair of family medicine, and by Dr. April Blythe. She's our chair of OBGYN. Our first hooding, Dr. Samir Al-Ahbadi. Dr. Ruth Reddy Alala. Dr. Yvette Moda Avia. Dr. Nicholson Eugene Brandt. Dr. McKenna Shulman. Dr. Hermenegildo Sherez Bashkahat. Dr. Sarah Chima. Dr. Marco Cianciola. Dr. Amber Renee DeKoshak. Dr. Miki May Edwards. Dr. Edmundo Esparza. Dr. Samantha Loren Evans. Dr. Naveed Farahani. Dr. Karina Marie Fassett. Dr. Armand John Fajani. Dr. Vandana Garg. Our next group of students will be hooded by Dr. Terrence McCarthy, Chair of Emergency Medicine, and Dr. Mahana Krishnan Satyamurray, Chair of Internal Medicine. All right, Dr. Kavneet Kaur. Dr. Faria Kamani. Dr. Ariba Khwaja. Dr. Charna Gwendolyn Ruth Kennard. Dr. Helena Lily Hans. Dr. Jonas James Cruz. Dr. Quinn Patricia Losevsky. Dr. Sarah Lyon. Dr. Brandon Nicholas Mallory. Dr. Catherine McMullen. Dr. William Mitchell. Dr. Alina Moroz. Dr. Morgan Moses. Dr. Preeti Barametla. Dr. Hira Nazim. Dr. Grace Ellen Newell. Dr. Sujata Ojad. Our final group of students will be hooded by Dr. Imran Siddiqui, who's our Chair of Medical Education, and Dr. Jim Marshall, who's our Chair of Pediatrics. Dr. Mallory Payne. Dr. Griffin Reed, Rector. Dr. Rachel Ruby Rice. Dr. Kevin Joel Rivera. Dr. Connor John Rodriguez. Dr. Adam Rosencrantz. Dr. Thomas Roser. Dr. Megan Lassay. Dr. Stephanie Schomburg. Dr. Natalie Veronique Shearer. Dr. Kyle James Schneider. Dr. Dylan Shaw. Dr. Juhi Shaw. Dr. Glenn Hunter Smith. Dr. Alex Dion Tolman. Dr. Shelby Billy Elizabeth Waldish. Dr. Brian Lucas Yoon. It is my distinct honor to present to you the class of 2023.
I would like to add my congratulations to the class of 2023. It's certainly an exciting day for all of our graduates and their friends and their families, and all of the faculty and staff who have worked so hard to get to this day, the hooding of our inaugural class of the Burnett School of Medicine at TCU. My name is Dr. Jacqueline Ann Chadwick. I'm the Vice Dean for Educational Affairs. Before we send off these new physicians into the world, we have one more step. The tradition of reciting the Hippocratic Oath has changed in style and format through the years, but the meaning has remained exactly the same. This signifies the students being welcomed into the profession, and I might add, a calling, and expresses the core values and promise to always act in the best interest of the patient and to protect patient privacy. Class of 2023, I invite you to stand with me now to recite the modern version of the Hippocratic Oath, the oath I took almost 50 years ago. Ready? By all that I hold highest, I promise my patients competence, integrity, candor, personal commitment to their best interests, compassion, and absolute discretion, and confidentiality in the law. I shall do by my patients as I would be done by. Shall obtain consultation whenever I or they desire. Shall include them to the extent they wish in all important decisions, and shall minimize suffering whenever a cure cannot be obtained, understanding that a dignified death is an important goal of everyone's life. I shall try to establish a friendly relationship with my patients, and shall accept each one in a non-judgmental manner, appreciating the validity and worth of different value systems and affording to each person a full measure of human dignity. I shall charge only for my professional services and shall not profit financially in any other way as a result of the advice and care I render my patients. I shall provide advice and encouragement for my patients in their efforts to sustain their own health. I shall work with my profession to improve the quality of medical care and to improve the public health, but I shall not let any less public or professional consideration interfere with my primary commitment to provide the best and most appropriate care available to each of my patients. To the extent that I live by these precepts, I shall be a worthy physician. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Chadwick. In closing, I know you've been waiting to hear those words. I want to thank all of you for attending today's hooding ceremony and for all of your support over the years, culminating in tomorrow's graduation of our first class. To family and loved ones, I also send my heartfelt congratulations to you. And to our graduates, MS4s for one more day and Dorman Scholars for a lifetime, on behalf of all who have played a role in your training, I wish you the best in your next stop as residents. We will follow your progress with pride and interest. We hope you embrace your future as empathetic scholars, selfless in your care for others, and sharing gratitude for the many who will be a part of your future. A sincere thank you is priceless. Again, thank you and congratulations. I have the sense we have one more clap left in us, so can we acknowledge our class and loved ones? You did have one more clap, and as a footnote, there will be a couple chairs going to Remedial Pudding School this summer. They can figure out who they are. So would you all please rise while the students and the faculty recess?